Hey guys, today we're taking a look at Victor Spiegel's Hunter Wolf. This is the latest release in the Zoids Wild Biographies line, which is only available through the Takara Tomy Mall website or, at inflated prices through resellers, which is how I got mine. Anyway, we're going to unbox the kit, see how it compares to the regular Hunter Wolf, and of course also check it out in action. Let's get started.
Robo Shop.
Alright then, let's take a look what we got here. Of course, the box is, it's a standard Zoids Wild Biographies box. I think we're kind of used to these by now. You've got basically just, brown cardboard with design printed on it in black. The silhouette of the Hunter Wolf here says Zoids Wild Biographies here. And on the back it's just a bunch of text. On the sides you have nothing here as per usual. I still think this looks like there's supposed to be a picture of the Hunter Wolf here, but guess not. So, let's just get this open. There's not a whole lot to look at in terms of the box. Like I said last time, I like these boxes, but there's also not that much to say about them. Alrighty, we have instructions, we have parts, and we have a gearbox. Let me get this out. Here we go. So I'm gonna get rid of the box. And I think we're gonna start by looking at these instructions, which of course there's two different ones. Also kind of standard by now in the biographies line. Because what we have is, this is the standard Hunter Wolf instructions, which in fact it just says Hunter Wolf on here. It doesn't say Victor Spiegel, even though of course the front cover is different from the original instructions. Then you've got your parts list, you've got your building instructions, and this is just, how you build a Hunter Wolf. Now here is what is actually new. I'm going to take a look at this first so that I know what to look for when we look at the parts. So first thing that needs to happen is we take the eyes off and the head armor. Do the eyes actually go on after the head? No. I think this is probably meant to say don't put them on in the first place, but anyway, the head armor comes off. It's replaced with different armor pieces. We have the guns that go on the side. These blade things that go on the back. They're attached here. And that's it. So the only thing we have to swap out is the head armor. And the rest are actually additional parts that attach to what's already there. All right then. And all the new parts seem to be in the C bag, so let's make sure that we check that bag out most of all. Right, so before we get to that, this is the S bag. Caps are silver, eyes are red, the rest is the same as on the standard Hunter Wolf. So I'm gonna leave these parts in here. Let's see if there's anything pre-painted in here. A3 is the feet and the cannon that goes on the back, nice and silver, but nothing new here. A2, also a whole bunch of actually darker gray parts, the legs, actually let me take a look at the leg pieces real quick, because I think, yeah, nothing painted here. I think most, if not all, of the previous biographies models actually had painted pistons here on the legs, but these are not painted. Not surprising. They would be packaged differently, as in here in the B back. This is the torso halves and the pieces that drive the movement. So let's take a look at the pre-painted stuff here in the B back. So first of all, here we have, I believe this is the standard head armor and the tail. And this doesn't have anything painted on it, so it's packaged separately. Everything else here comes with painted parts. So we definitely need to take a look at, well, let's just say all of them. All right, let's take a look here. These are, of course, all armor parts that the original Hunter Wolf already came with, but they have a ton of pre-painted detail here. These are the wings that go on the back, because you'll remember the Hunter Wolf is actually a locust. And this has sort of these really nice like stripes. This is dark blue to give this some depth. Here on the these sort of fur pieces, I guess, we have metallic red. There's a little bit of overspill here, I just noticed. So you kind of have to look for it, though. And the metallic red is especially nice because, of course, it contrasts with the more dull, this is sort of a very pale purple here of the rest of the pieces. And here we have metallic red and white stripe detail. And I think that's it. Yeah, this is the other one of these. Now whatever they're doing to get the nubs off at the factory didn't work particularly well in this case. Ouch. White stripe, red detail. Yeah, these look, I have to say, like the color combination, as always with Zoids Wild Biographies, very tastefully done. Now, let's take a look at the sea bag. So in here we have these pieces here that I believe hold the blades afterwards. Dark blue to, I guess, yeah, I think this is meant to match the paint on here. It's not a perfect match, but close enough. We have 4 of these guys here. A lot of really nice detail on these parts, I must say. And these 2 less interesting mechanical pieces that seem to be molded in ABS plastic. They have a very slick surface. Now here, this should be all of the pre-painted parts, which, by the way, I think this is new. You can see here, this bag is actually perforated at the top, which makes it much easier to get the parts out, which are packaged separately here so that the paint job doesn't get damaged. So first of all, we have these 2 Gatling guns, and then we have head armor, more head armor, come on, and the blades. Yeah, just falling right out of there, but that's good. So let's actually take a look at this first because it looks really cool. We have the visor here in metallic red. We have the sort of the center, forming sort of a dark center stripe here on the head. When you put this together, you can see inside of the ears is metallic red, and we have a white stripe detail here at the top above the eye. This looks really freaking cool, I have to say. And then we have the barrels on the Gatling guns are silver, which, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a huge fan of these Zoids Wild weapons in general because they just don't look like weapons. They look like plastic chunks with a whole lot of holes in them, but this really helps. And finally, I also have these blades here, which seem to be molded in, yeah, they're molded in this dark blue color. And then they have metallic red painted on them, which also looks really cool. Yeah. And yeah, bang them together and damage the paint, moron. I don't know why I just did that. Because what I'm really going to do right now is I'm going to get this guy put together, and then we're going to do comparisons, and we're going to see if it actually works in action, and, you know, all that stuff. So I'll see you guys in about an hour, or actually in like 10 seconds, depending on whether you're here or you're watching this video, which actually none of you are here. So I'll just stop talking. All right, let's do comparisons first. Here's the original Hunter Wolf. I never did like that baby blue, so the Victor Spiegel version is definitely an improvement for my tastes. Here's a comparison to the Gatling Fox, and honestly, I still think that's the best one of these. Here's the Victor Spiegel version without the extra weapons. I didn't swap out the head armor because it's a really tight fit, and to be honest, I was worried I might break the parts. No question in my mind which of these looks better though. And while we're at it, let's do the same thing with the Gatling Fox. Still not a fan of that yellow, but I do just like the head shape better than the Hunter Wolf's, with or without those visors. Now, here are the various modes you can run it in. Either you just flip up that cannon thing, whatever it is, or you flip up those wings. The angle's pretty flattering, it looks kinda disproportionate in real life. From this setup, you can also fold the wings out like this, which looks a lot better. Or you just fold out the blades, blade lighter style. This is probably my favorite thing you can do with these attachments. Now let's see if it can still walk with all this extra stuff. Yep, works just fine. Here it is with just the cannon folded up, which also works just fine and dandy, of course. And with the wings up, you can tell this really messes up the weight distribution, but it does still work. Now, I have to correct myself real quick. None of these extra parts are actually new, they were all previously released in 2 different remodeling sets, just obviously not nice and painted like these. I think the 2 attachment pieces to mount the blades and boosters on the wings might be new, but everything else is just repackaged stuff that already exists. And I gotta be honest, these blade contraptions just aren't doing anything for me. They look pretty clunky, and the way they attach is also pretty flimsy. You're going to knock them out of position every time you touch the Zoid, and it's pretty easy to twist them into a position where the leg armor gets caught on them. What I do like is the new collars and the pre-painted stuff. I think it's no secret at this point that I don't like the Hunter Wolf, and I'm not a fan of the canine Zoids in general. I don't really know why, but Tomy has just never made a doggo that I liked. I know I'm alone with this, and this is probably the biographies release that everyone was most excited about, but yeah. Anyway, what I meant to say is the new collar scheme, the head armor, and the painted detail are at least a massive improvement over the original Hunter Wolf, so if I had to pick one of the 2, I'd definitely go with this new version. Having said that, what you see is what you get, I guess. If you already like the Hunter Wolf, and I know most of you did, my guess is you'll like this one even more. And purely in terms of the extra stuff you get and the amount of pre-painted detail, this is the most involved biographies released so far. They really pulled out all the stops for this one, and if you like what you see here, you absolutely should try and track one down. Well, and that's it for this one. I think I'll do another OJR release for my next review, and then I really need to tackle the Kotobukiya Revraptor. I've had that one sitting around here for weeks. Hopefully things will pick up a bit around here over the holidays, because I should have more time to get some videos made, and if you don't want to miss them, now's as good a time as any to finally hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. I've also got Patreon and PayPal links in the description below if you want to, contribute to my Zoids budget, because I do have to buy all this stuff with my own money. If you just blew all your cash on Christmas presents though, just giving this video a like already helps me out, and if you sit through the ads instead of skipping over them, that would actually help me get paid too. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.